Hello and good morning, everybody, or wherever you're from, whatever time of day it is. We are excited to join you today with a Google AI Summit all day full of AI. My name is Cami Cannikins, and I'm going to be with you today and a couple other sessions later on. I'm part of the Logix facilitator team, and I'm coming to you from Medicine Hat, Alberta, where that's Treaty 4 and 7 territory. During the day, I'm a district instructional coach in my school district. Jeff, tell us about you.
Morning. My name is Jeff Henniger. I'm a grade 5 teacher and Logix facilitator. I'm joining in today from the Halifax area in Nova Scotia, which is Mi'kma'ki. So to start us off today, I would like to begin by acknowledging that I'm presenting from Mi'kma'ki, which is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. The treaties of peace and friendship cover this territory. We are all treaty people. And if you are unfamiliar with this website, native-land.ca, it's definitely worth checking out. So everywhere in, I believe it's North America, you can zoom in on specific places to learn more about the Aboriginal people that are in that area and about their history. And there's also this cool AI tool for helping you develop a personal land acknowledgement. So worth checking out. All right, so just a few things before we let Cami get going. We just want to share some of our upcoming things that are going on. So to tell you a little bit about, oh, okay, so yes. So for the people that are joining in today, if you require a certificate for your district to show that you've learned some new things at our session today, if you just go to this website, which I'll drop in the chat, if you go to that website, you can fill out a form and then our team will email you a certificate telling them what session you did and the amount of time you spent. So definitely worth checking that out.
So every session that you attend this morning, you can get one of these certificates. This particular session, when you submit for this session, the title, you type in the title name, and this one's, you should type in Meet Leo as the session title.
Fantastic. So if you registered for this session, that also means that you have access and quick links to all of our sessions for this event, whether you're watching them live or you just want to check them out later. All the recordings will be available through those direct links, but also on our YouTube channel as well. So worth checking out. And if you are in this session, this one, right? Is it this session, Cami?
This is the session that gives away a Chromebook. Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. So for this event, we have a Chromebook to give away, and the details are all about for people that join in this session. So check it out, fill in the information so that you get your chance to win a Chromebook. And you have you don't have to watch it live. You have until December 2nd to get that filled in. There it is. You can win that Chromebook by watching this session and filling out the information so that you get that going.
And so you could pass that link along, this video link along, so your friends can watch it before December 2nd. That might decrease your chances, but you can decide what you want to do there. Well,
we like it when our friends win things.
While we're going through lots of these slides, just a little background information about Logix in the morning. Be sure to let us know in the chat, where are you joining us from? What do you teach? That'll be super helpful for this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. So sharing another link here in the chat, this is all about our Computer Science Education Month activities. So in addition to these weekend summits that we've been doing, there's also a lot of stuff that's happening that you can get involved with for you and your staff, but also your students. So we have a lot of these co-taught lessons that we do. So whether you're doing your Voice is Power, the Breakbeat code, Google things, and there's Codingville. What else is there, Cami?
Well,
There's
I'd like to just, before we go to there's another slide with another list with the dates, but I'd like to just really point out the December 10th one on this slide, where it says Google, because that's kind of like the a student version of this day. This is going to be a busy day. We're going to give you lots of ideas for introducing students to AI and lots of things. And so on that day, it's going to be an AI workshop. It's a co-taught lesson. So you sign up with your students, probably about grades 4 to 8. And we're going to actually do the lessons. We'll stop and, excuse me, I'm starting to get hiccups. We'll do some of those sessions along the way with students live. So December 10th, if you thought something was interesting this morning, you might want to come back with your students. Here's the rest of them: Codingville, Minecraft, Canva.
Yeah, incredible. There's so much stuff coming up. But just generally some stuff about Logix Academy as well. So we are partners with all these companies that you see on your screen right now. So any support in Canada we can offer for any of those products. We have stuff online that you can get. There's resources for teachers, there's curriculum. There are so many different things available, whether live or recorded or in print as well. Logixacademy.com also sells products for robotics, digital microscopes, laser cutters, 3D printers, and more, with support and curriculum materials that go with those things as well. Lastly, we wanted to have a big shout out to Google Canada and Sandy Curry for helping us get this event going today, for all the people joining us from all over Canada and beyond. So, Cami, I am excited to see everything you have to share today. I think there's a ton of fun stuff that students and teachers alike are going to love and learn a lot from. So let's get into it.
Well, yes. And so today there's going to be I want to give you a lot of ideas, a lot of information. As we go along, if you're on your computer, open up a tab, play along. We're not going to built in play time, but certainly you can play along and test things out as we go along. And so we're going to give just a quick overview of some ideas of how you might teach your students about machine learning. Google has just launched in the last week or two a new parent-focused brand called Meet Leo, and it's all about being safe online with families. And so, we'll have a little bit of information about that. We're going to look at using images as a way to teach students about AI, and we're going to dive into some or many of the Google Arts and Culture AI initiatives and games. And so one of the things I do talk lots about AI with teachers in schools, and one of the things that I think is so important that we sometimes have this idea that, oh, the kids, they know how to use the computer and they know how to use the TikTok and they know how to use all the things. And we assume that they knew more than us. And in some cases that is true. However, when it comes to AI, I'm a firm believer that it's really important that as teachers, we gain little bits of knowledge whenever we can, and then we need to pass that on to students and model them. And I like to use the car analogy. If you gave a 10-year-old child a set of car keys and a car, they've probably watched enough. They could figure out, they could probably get in that car and drive. They could physically do it. However, should that 10-year-old drive that car? We know absolutely the answer is no way. And so think of AI a little bit like that. Just because the kids can find the sites and get on and do the things doesn't mean that they have the skills and the knowledge and the safety to be able to do that thing in the case of how to use AI. And so that's why the things that we're going to talk about today, I think, are so important for what we're going to be looking at. So as we go along today, I want you to think of these things in the back of your mind. We want to look at being intentional, building intentional protocols for introducing our students to AI. We want to always talk about AI as a thinking partner, not an answer machine, right? So we want to model not going to AI for the answer, but model what does AI give us? Maybe a list of things for brainstorm, or we need to model it as a thinking partner. We can show our students how we scaffold prompts and reflection. We should never take the first thing that AI gives us. So if you're ever modeling something, a question with AI, with your students, you need to go back and say, you can do better, you can do better, you can do better. Just keep asking. We need to model that for students. And again, this big one, I've spent a lot of time thinking about how do we do this? This is kind of the big question. How do we prevent students from just offloading, from saying, it's like going to the gym and watching the people on the stair climber and then going home and thinking that you've had a workout. How do we prevent school from becoming that? How do we make students own the learning, help them own the learning instead of just outsourcing it, because AI can do that increasingly easily. So just a little bit of AI theory and philosophy for us as teachers as we get in. So I think it is important and actually fun for us to help our students learn about machine learning. Now, Jeff, I don't know about this. Can you give me a thumbs up? I can see you if you can hear the audio for this. Okay. Jeff and I were having some other computer issues, and I forgot to check my sound, and we're just going to leave it at that. So what this little video does, I'm going to scrub to a few spots. It was actually produced before 2022 when generative AI came on, but it's such a nice video about machine learning. These two gals talk about machine learning and they give some examples of how machines sort and that kind of thing. This is at the very beginning. The video is at the very beginning of a really neat project, and I'm going to just pop in there in a second. So this is you saw this from the screen. What is data? Talking with our kids. Images are data, video, audio, text. All those things are what AI has learned on. So right now, coming up, we are in what is now the hour of AI. Let us know in the chat if you have heard before or ever participated in the hour of code. That would be great. Do you know the hour of code? Because if you do, this year, the hour of code has been transformed to the hour of AI. And so the little video that you saw was actually from one of my favorite it came from the hour of code last year, the AI for oceans. Let's see if this will open up here. So I'm going to go to try an activity. Actually, I'm going to go back. Nope, we'll do that. So when we go into try an activity, you can see here that there are all of these different activities. Now, some of them are like, you can send your students here and they can play along like a game. This AI quest is fun. They're this little creature and they have to go along and determine how AI solves challenges. A little bit of that one's kind of gamified. Some, however, are activities that you as a teacher would set up ahead of time. Minecraft, for example, this you have to download. The students have to be able to access Minecraft actually on their lessons. It's not just a web-based one. So lots are teacher quests like that. The one I want us to look at really quick is this AI for oceans. There's the video. Now I'm going to skip the video. I'm going to come up at the very top. I'm going to go to number 2. But basically what happens in this scenario is you're teaching the AI to sort things. And so basically we're going into the ocean and throughout it gives us all sorts of statistics and facts about the ocean. And so what we're supposed to do as we go along here is we're supposed to determine whether this is a fish or not a fish. So I'm going to click not a fish. So it tells us AI doesn't know if an object is a fish or trash, but humans help us to process and identify patterns. Okay, so now we're gonna do some labeling. And so this is super fun even for little kids. So I sometimes have the littles, like, even kindergarten and grade 1 up at the board, and they each get, 10 turns at the smart board or 5 turns at the smart board, and then someone else comes along. Occasionally, there are informational pieces about the oceans because this is produced by oceans.org, I think. And so little plastic there. And again, as we go along as a teacher, the students often miss this or they don't bother because they just want to click for the fish. Every time that we click, we are programming AI. So I do like to even just show this at the, model this first and talk through it and let the kids do it. Sometimes we can also, we might make mistakes. And so at some point, I'm going to do one more here. You can decide whether you've had enough, right? And so AI learns from our choices. If you make wrong choices, AI will repeat it. So if I wanted to say continue, I've only done 15 trainings. And so I'm just going to run this guy. It's really interesting to have your kids, some do 15, some do 45 sortings, and then have some do over 100. So I'm gonna just press run right here. And so we can see that there's a lot of things that are not AI, or sorry, that are not fish that are going through here. And to model it when we haven't trained as much is a great conversation for students to say, well, why is this happening and what's happening? So because we've only trained, I think 15 items, there are lots of things along here. I don't think we saw the cup, right? So it's guessing, right? So we can go on. There are several levels, and this level is quite simple. As we get to, let's see if it'll let me pop ahead here. Okay, so now fish or not fish, what if AI training data, what about other creatures, right? So what if it's not a fish, but it's something else? So now we look at things like whales and let's see what else is gonna come along here. There's a seahorse and a crab and an otter. Okay, so we start to train those. On the next level, um, we basically keep going, and there's several levels. On the last level, the last couple levels, you have to start to say, okay, now pick fish that look angry or happy or frustrated, and you can pick the kids can pick the emotion, but then what you realize is, well, what does that look like? That's really hard to tell. And so you can have great conversations about how hard, how difficult it might be to train there. I see that Colleen's students have done AI for oceans. Jeff, I'm not able to keep a great eye on that chat. So if there's something that we should know that I should know, you just stop me, because otherwise I'm just going.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Hour of Code, I wanted you to know all about that, and AI for Oceans is an excellent one because it does such an excellent job of teaching about machine learning. Now, another thing that we really need to help our students with, and that's kind of part of that, some of those three philosophies before, we need to teach them when they should use AI. And so I think at this world, especially if you're with younger students, but also with older students, we're kind of in a permission basis at this point, right? If your teacher says, then you can. I know for high school kids, junior high, that's what we try to say. Yes, you can. No, you can't. But mostly right now, it's no, right? But there is going to come a time in short order when AI just becomes part of what we do. Just like we wouldn't give children trouble for Googling something instead of going to the library to check out an encyclopedia, right? We don't do that anymore. It's just what happens. We Google things. There's going to come a time. I'm always struck by how fast that's coming, faster than I think, when AI is going to be just part of what we do. And so at this point, when should you use AI? When your teacher gives you permission to. And then as a teacher, it's important to say to students, this might be a time when you use AI to brainstorm a list of 10 science projects, and you can pick, maybe you find something on there that you want to use for your science fair, right? And you can talk about what that looks through, even model it. And then it's really important to talk to our kids all the time that AI could be great and will be great in the future when we're not learning or practicing a new skill. And I like to use like that, going to the gym, right? Like if you were going to the gym and you're sitting on the couch right now while everyone else is doing this, are you going to be improving, right? And so that's one way to look at that. I came across a really neat little framing that I share lots. So if you're still unsure, if students are still unsure, this is a really neat way to kind of put a scenario into it. So if you think about an older sibling or friend or brother or sister that was really smart, or maybe your tutor, try this. So for example, can I use AI to do my homework assignment for me? Students don't know. But if you substitute, can my brother Sam do my homework assignment for me? They know very clearly that it would be wrong if Sam just did their homework. Right now, if they got stuck on a question and asked Sam, and Sam could help them, maybe that's okay. But can Sam sit down and do the whole sheet? Can Sam sit down and write the whole essay? No. Another way to frame it, can I use AI to brainstorm some ideas to help me get started on a project? Well, that would become, can I brainstorm with my mom or with Sam to get me started on my project? Can I talk to my mom about what might be a good project for science fair? Well, yeah. And so that might be a time when AI is helpful because it's helping you get started. It's helping you brainstorm. It's not doing the work for you. So I really like that framing about helping students decide, and I share that with kids too to help them, because it's AI seems so nebulous, and so what is it, and should I, but this really helps that framing. So that's one I really like to share with you. Okay, this video is in the deck, and my sound isn't working, which is unfortunate right now. It's very short. It's brand new. It's out like maybe let me just see. Actually, I'm going to be clever here, and I'm going to put the
Tammy,
I'm going
I
to put
was
the
wondering if it's
captions
because you're
on.
sharing your
Okay?
window and not your tab.
Well, yes, and I'm not sharing my tab because I'm going to all sorts of different sites, and so I'm not going to go back and show. But what I am going to do is I'm going to play the captions. I think you can see the captions, so it's short. I'm just going to kind of run through it. I'll actually just go playback speed. I'll bump it up one little bit here. I'm just going to run through so you can see kind of what it talks about. It's got music. You can see this is student focused. All right. So if you followed along there, at the end, double check, search your answers. This is student facing, and this is a brand new um, video out from Google. And so that might be one that you share with students. Talk about some of those ideas. And as we get into an era more where you're using it with students, I'd love to know in the chat. And I didn't catch what grade everyone was teaching. However, if you are using AI and having these kinds of conversations with your students, I'd love to know that. Or is it still kind of like, well, we're not sure, no one's really talking about it. Where are we at? Are you helping your students with these kinds of things? The next thing we're going to look at is this Meet Leo initiative, and this is part of why we're getting our Chromebook today. There's a whole huge initiative, and it's geared toward families, for families to know how they can help keep their kids safe at home, because we know that really that's where, when kids are getting into trouble online, when they're spending so much time scrolling, not that never happens in school, but we know that a lot of that, most of that happens at home. And so there's a whole Google Gemini youth experience. And so my district doesn't have 13 plus turned on for Gemini right now. So only currently with Google Gemini, only 18 plus users can use it. 13 plus has been turned on. And over the summer, Google also turned on like basically Gemini for everybody. So at your school, your admin actually has to turn off the switch that says, no, the 7-year-olds can't have Gemini. However, if they're set up as a youth in your Google admin, Gemini is very much built with students in mind. It has safeguards. There's lots of things they can't ask it, or it won't tell them. It'll say, oh, that's not safe, or those kinds of things. And so it's pretty good. Not that you can't, get around it if you're persistent enough, but in general, it's very safe. And I've played lots, in a student account, tried to see what it would do and wouldn't do it. I was quite impressed with kind of its guardrails. Data in Gemini, when we're signed in as our work domain, whether it's us as teachers or students, is much safer than using ChatGPT. So right now, our kids are, grade 5, grade 7, grade 10. They're just going to ChatGPT. It's free, and they're using ChatGPT, or they're using maybe Gemini with their Gmail account. Now, that is actually unfortunate, because that's like out there in the consumer world, absolutely no guardrails. We are the product. The data is being taken in. And so students, again, especially if we haven't done lots of training about what's safe, what's not safe, they're giving it all sorts of information that we really don't want our students to give to that AI model. And so Gemini inside, or using Google Gemini AI inside of our workplace domains for educators, is much safer. The data that we put in isn't used to train their model. No humans review it. There's no ads or targeting or anything like that. And if you're in the United States, COPA, FERPA, all of those things as well. So that is one thing to know.
Tammy, can I just pipe in with
Yes.
some stuff from the chat here?
Yeah.
So we had some people sharing. So we have some teachers and some tech coordinators and people saying that that they're not quite feeling comfortable with AI yet. So the stuff you're sharing is fantastic for helping people get in. So
this is
please share what's going on.
exactly for that group, for that level. Yes, absolutely. So when your students are, again, using their workplace, or sorry, their school domain, there's search safeties built on, and parents can also set up safety, like safe accounts as well. And so I haven't gone into all the, like, this isn't a parent workshop. What I want you to know is there's a whole bunch of information with the Meet Leo initiative. I've pulled some other pieces off of that, but our schools, and you can set up your parent controls so that students are prevented from seeing things and won't be able to look at lots of things. Now, one of my great failures of today was that I did not make a short link for this deck. We realized like a minute before when we were having some other issues. And so what I will do is I will make sure that we get a link to this deck in this YouTube description. I think that's the best way to do that. So if you're watching this later, check here, or check the YouTube description. These are great documents. And so if we take a look here, this is from Google. This is Teaching Responsible Use of AI. It's a nice PDF, and it's like 23 pages. It gives all sorts of links and other activities. So this is just a great brand new document. So certainly I want to pass that along. There's also, I don't know if AI, have you used Be Internet Awesome, Jeff? That's been around for a long time. It was kind of.
I have. My students always love it. Yeah, the lessons are great, but then the practice games are spot on too. They're a lot of fun.
So there's a whole web interface where you can go and you can practice, and you're kind of in like this alternate environment. And so these are lessons from Be Internet Awesome. And then there's a whole like student facing lessons. And then there is a whole website that you can access as well. And then this last one, do I have a link there? Yes, this is again brand new, getting started with Gemini. And so if you're a leader, a school leader, and you're not quite sure, this is geared for educators, and what's available, and lots of guides. Here's Guardian's Guide to AI. I think, and now I want to click that. I think the Meet Leo initiative is kind of connected in there. So just so many great links. This is like the dashboard of all things. Oh, I closed the wrong one. Of all things Google and Gemini. So that page, those 3 documents, I want you to have those because there's so many ideas about more things that you can do as you are teaching students about AI. It's important as teachers, again, that we learn about AI. We don't have to know it all. We need to know a few things about safety and how to talk to our kids, and then we need to have those conversations with them. Here again is the Meet Leo initiative, and there's little Leo, isn't he cute? It's a program designed again to help families build confidence online. So safe, managing ground rules. It's some of the information does a really nice job about helping parents have the courage to say no, or to set ground rules, right? Like no phones in the bedroom at nighttime, no computers in the bedroom at nighttime. It talks about why those things are important, but I know those are so hard for parents because everyone else is doing it, right? And what does that look like with responsibility? So just a couple of activities from the Meet Leo initiative. There's that video that we talked about. And so that is student facing. And it's got some activity ideas at the bottom. So here it says, choose a selection of photos or videos, and are they AI generated or not? Well, isn't that a great activity? We're going to do that. Coming up, I have an activity. I thought I had it next, but it's down the line a little bit. I love this slide again, because these are great AI talking points. You might even want to just take a snapshot of this with your camera right now. It's so important that we are constantly just reminding students, it's not a lesson, right? We're not going to do one AI lesson. Whoop, check the box. We did our AI lesson. Now we're good. when we are using AI with students, as we get into that, it's a conversation that we're having all the time. The first one, we talked about that before. AI is a tool, not a replacement for thinking. That's a conversation that we have to have over and over. And, talk to your students. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Is this something that AI should do, or is this something that we need to practice and grow our brains in? Again, AI can make mistakes, can make things up. I'm shocked at the number of adults who don't realize that AI will happily lie to you. We often, with my teachers, I always talk about the 80-20 rule, or some people say, well, Cami, now it's the 15-70-15 rule. I don't care what it is, but the idea is that AI can save us a lot of time. It can do, it can save us 80% of the time, but that 20% we must double check. The video, if you noticed in the captions, it talked about, if it's giving you facts, check on Google. Go to several websites, see if it's true. And then it's not human. And we have to really be careful not to, what's that word, Jeff? Talking about AI like it's human, anthropomorphize. I think I'm butchering that, but it's something.
I don't know the word for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Make students aware. It's a machine. It's a predicting machine. It's actually a guessing machine, a predicting machine, right? It picks up patterns. We need to talk about that as we go with our students. And that's where diving into the machine learning part, which we did a little bit today. That AI for Oceans activity as it goes through is great for that. It's about patterns. We saw on the video today, we didn't do a very good job of training it. And so it was wrong. And so that, come back to those kinds of discussions and questions. Maps. Oh, Jeff, where should we go this morning? Where are our friends from in the chat?
Somebody shared Manitoba and somebody else said Winnipeg.
Oh, well, let's go to Winnipeg. Winnipeg. I don't know. Portage and Main. That's what I know. Okay, so here we are, Portage and Main in Winnipeg. Again, what if parents help their kids understand that this is AI, right? So we can come in here. We can see what it looks like. Oh, where's my little pig man? I was going to pop Pigman into here. Is he off the screen? There he is. Okay, so do you know Pigman? If you look in the very bottom right of my screen, there's this little yellow guy. And if I pop him out here, he wants to come, and I can drop him right in that big intersection of Portage and Main. And look, there he is. So we are now downtown Winnipeg. Don't they say this is like one of the coldest streets in Canada? And now we can drive along, right? So this is Google Maps. If you are maybe going on vacation, hey, let's go visit ahead of time, or let's see what what it's like where our cousins live, or if kids are talking about something in school, well, teachers, classes, sometimes they do things like go into Google Maps, but they don't always have time. I think I'm going the wrong way down a one-way street right now. But there we have Winnipeg. So we can go all over the world. And I want to know, is it snowy and cold in Winnipeg this morning like it is in lots of other parts of Canada? That's very important, Jeff. So if you find that answer, make sure you let me know. Anyways, of course, Google Maps like this isn't in real time, but that is just a great thing that we can help kids understand. So quick to just have maps.google.com open, pop Pigman in, and take a look if you're studying something. Bring it to life. Notebook LM. Oh, okay. So I have to be really careful because this isn't a session about Notebook LM. Hopefully you're able to go to another one today, or I know we have one. Maybe it's at the same time. Jeff, are you doing the Notebook LM session?
No, mine's all about how Gemini, the Gemini features built into Google Classroom.
Oh, in Google Classroom. Okay, I'm going to watch that one after. But take a look at, so Notebook LM. Here are, just a second, what did I put here? Okay, so these are some notes from my notebook where I take these are actually notes about Google from some sessions that I've been at recently. Handwritten notes is how I often roll there. So take a look at this. I'm going to go to Notebook LM. And in the chat, we need to know whether you've used Notebook LM or not. So here it's suggesting that Notebook LM is a way that students can study. And when you go to Jeff's session, I bet, Jeff, give me a thumbs up if you're going to talk about the Notebook LM integration in classroom.
We are, yes, it'll be there. It's not our focus, but it will be there.
It's there, right? Because even now when you go to classroom and you go to assign something, you can see assign a gem, assign a notebook. So we can start to use that with our kids. So it talks about, you know, using notes, handouts, videos to help study. So when I go to Notebook LM here, oopsie, why did that not go in there? Notebook LM.
While you're pulling that up, Cami, we have weather reports. It's -9 Celsius in Winnipeg this morning. No snow, but there's snow in other areas of Manitoba.
No snow.
And we have some people that are new to Notebook LM, and some people have played with it, but not with their students yet.
It's always a sad day in Canada when your place is colder than Winnipeg. Anyways, so this is Notebook LM. I promised myself, Jeff, do not let me spend more than 3 minutes here, okay? So Notebook LM, the beauty of Notebook LM, it's a Google product. It only does AI operations on the things that you give it. So what I've done here is ahead of time to get us ready for this, those handwritten notes that I just showed you right here, I put them into Notebook LM. Now, I'm going to ask for, okay, so I'm going to say, I'm going to select, I have a video as well, just a Notebook LM. I'm going to say, create a summary of these notes for me. So you saw them. So this is what it's working on. It's working on my handwritten notes. And it's kind of like it's my messy little half printing, half writing. Take a look at this. Okay, so it has picked up my handwriting and there it is. So imagine a student's bio notes. Now these little numbers, if I click on number 5, there it shows me what it's taking it from. And you can see that it doesn't always understand all of my printing and writing, but it's still done a really good job of putting together a summary. Now, I can create an infographic. This infographics and slide decks, what, Jeff, 2 weeks? Brand new. I can make flashcards. I can make a quiz. I just clicked infographic, but I could also do a little bit of customization there. When you see this infographic, it is going to just really probably surprise you. We can make a mind map of this as well. And Jeff, remind me, can you set like a 3-minute timer so that I remember to come back here and we can take a look at these? Because I don't want to wait, and because
sure, sounds good. Yeah, it does take a minute or so to.
If you set a timer, then I'll remember, because I'll just be so excited about something else in 3 minutes that I'll forget. But I want to come back so that you can see what we put into Notebook LM. This is our Google Docs, our lesson plans, our slide decks, our YouTube videos, the school handbook, the rules handbook, it could be administrative pieces. It could, I built notebooks last week for every school leader in my district with our strategic plan for our school. We're working on like retrieval practice and that kind of thing. So I had a whole bunch of documents like that. And then I had my superintendent wanted me to put in some assessment data, like diploma exams and that type of thing, provincial achievement tests. And so we use those to build incredible things. And it was quite something. So that's Notebook LM. Now, Gemini is another thing that is in the Meet Leo world. And so I'm going to pop over to the Alberta Science Curriculum because that's where I'm in. And I'm just really going to quickly try to pick something out of there. And while that's loading, I'm also going to go to Gemini.google. You can also get to Gemini and Notebook LM from the Waffle. And all right, my curriculum isn't loading. I was going to show you how I can just copy a curriculum objective and put that into Google's Gemini Storybook. In Gemini, there's something called gems. And there's a special kind of gem called a storybook gem. And so I'm going to click right here on storybook gem. What a gem does is it's like a pre-programmed chatbot that gives you exactly the thing that you want. So let's say I was going to write a story about something. So a story for 4th graders about using simple machines, and I'm from Alberta, on the farm. So for simple machines, 4th, 5th grade here, 3rd grade, and lots of rural places where I live. So I'm going to run that. Jeff, let's come back and take a look at our Notebook LM. Oh, are we ready? Okay.
You beat me to it. Good timing.
This one is the infographic. Ooh. Okay, so Google AI supercharging in the classroom, new Gemini capabilities, and that makes sense because those sessions I was at was what's new, and then enhanced AI tools, what's become better. Notebook LM now creates visuals. I don't know about you, Jeff, but I am like blown away. About 2 weeks ago, Google launched Gemini 3.0, and its ability to create images is blowing my mind. Like I can't even believe how accurate. There's probably a spelling mistake in here, but just what it's able to come up with, like just
accuracy and speed.
Yes, right? Like this is like awesome. So that was the infographic. And so that sits in on the left-hand side here, a studio as a source. Now, why is good content. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Is that what it wants? What I can't figure out, Jeff, is where the rest of my studio went. I had, is it over here? Ooh, sorry. Is it off the screen? There we go. Oh, close that. Okay, there we go. No. All right, there we go. So, and really quick, here is my mind map that it created. So if I want to look at Gemini and core features, there were some things that I had in there. Notebook features, creation and output, right? So it's created this nice, really nice mind map. Some mind maps work better. Like it really depends on the content, whether it's useful or not. Some things it's just so incredible for. So we didn't even look at quizzes or flashcards, and we're not going to, but you can imagine based on what we looked at, how powerful that would be. What if, and when Jeff talks a little bit about Google Classroom, students when you share with students, they don't get the whole thing, and they can get only what you create for them. We didn't even talk about the audio overview or the video overview. So in about as much time as it took to create those, you can have a little podcast that talks about their items. So what if, you just taught a unit on the heart in biology, grade 12 biology or grade 11 biology, and there's all these notes and all these things. You could make for students at this point an audio overview, or even a video. If you put your slide deck in, all your materials, it would take that and turn that into a video. So when you think about our learners who are doing other, that aren't necessarily readers, we can help them learn too. Let's go over to Gemini and look at May and the 6 Smart Shapes. This is a storybook gem from Gemini. So another thing that we can look at, May lives on Sunny Acres. Oh, that boulder's too big. Oh, they're making a lever.
You also have options with the Storybook Builder to download it as a PDF that you could print, or you could easily share, or give to your students in classroom and things like that as well. Yeah, it's awesome tool.
Yeah, so right now it's not like people said, well, can you do this and this? Right now you can listen to it. So it'll read it aloud. It's not interactive reading, and you can, if you look at the download options, I'm not sure if those will, basically at this point you can download as a PDF, which you could then, Jeff, I would take that PDF and I would add that to read along in Google Classroom, and then you could have students read it. But it's not necessarily like, I didn't necessarily program that for being like decodable or at a certain reading level necessarily. So that, okay. Let's keep going here. Real or fake? We talked about the importance of this. Here are some websites that I've got for you that help kids learn real or fake. And so really quickly, Jeff, top or bottom, which one do you think is real? No, we're going to pick the fake. Which one do you think is fake? No, we're selecting real.
It's hard to tell. I'm going to say the top one's fake.
Okay, top is real? You're wrong. Okay, and it tells why. It tells why. This is why I love this site. It helps us help our students. Okay, a couple more. Top, real or fake, top or bottom?
The fake one is the top one.
Okay, so bottom is real. You're right. And then again, it talks about it. And this one?
Ooh, those look, I'd say the bottom one is fake.
So the top one's real. You're right. And so it talks about, like, what I love is this part where it talks about what is real or fake there. This one from the
Those are
New
great.
York
I'll throw
Times.
those links in the chat for people too.
Okay, yes. And again, I'll put that, we'll get this deck too. Oh no, that's not those tricky guys. Okay, so this just went to NewYorkTimes.com. Oh, I had just a second. Open link. Okay, that's a really neat one. So what happens is that there's a picture, and then there's part of a picture that's been AI added or generated, and so then you have to click on the picture and tell what part is actually real or fake. And so that's a really good one as well. And I don't know, I've got the wrong. It's taking us to New York Times, the newspaper, not the site. So I'll fix that before I share this deck with you. And then this is another one from New York Times. Let's see if I made. Oh, this is good. So is this celebrity photo shoot real or AI? What do you think, Jeff?
I'll say it's fake. AI.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. It actually is real, and you can go. It'll take you to the real image. Oh, there it is, right? So it's part of this bigger image, and so you just go, oh, that's got to be fake. Yeah. It'll tell you some telltale signs, and look at how it does those close-ups. So I love that it's real or fake, but also then it helps us have those conversations with students. So these are some of the some of the best that I really like. I have a blog post where I have a whole bunch more, and I might put that I forgot to put that in the resources at the bottom, but I might do that before I post it. Quick Draw. Okay, this is a great activity for students, and this is if you want to start to talk about AI, this is such a great way to do it. So I'm going to click on Quick Draw with google.google.com, and we're basically going to get a draw. Now you are going to see me drawing with my finger on my trackpad, so it's going to be not great. So I'm going to draw a snowman.
I see circle. Oh, I know. It's snowman.
What you can't hear is she says, I see circle. I see.
I actually could hear it this time.
Oh, could
I
you?
see suitcase,
okay, good.
or square, or pillow, or handbag. I see mushroom, or lock. Oh, I know. It's basket. I see hula hoop, or potato, or watermelon, or paint can. I see cup. Oh, I know. It's coffee cup. I see shoe, or glove, or pond, or submarine, or sink. I see swan. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I know. It's snorkel.
Oh, trombone. Goodness gracious. Woo.
I see circle, or heart, or frying pan, or dumbbell. Oh, I know. It's trombone. I see line, or toothbrush, or headband, or screwdriver. I see pencil, or marker, or paintbrush, or garden hose. I see clarinet,
Oh, come
or green
on.
bean. Oh, I know. It's belt.
Okay. Sometime those are pretty easy. They're not always, although trombone might have got me. So that's okay. Like, that's good. But here's where the real magic happens. You have to keep going and take a look. Now, if let's say the trombone, I don't know how it got that, but this is what you want to show students, right? So these are some other matches, right? These are what some other people said. So if I got them wrong, like last night when I was trying it, there's a couple I got wrong. And it's really interesting to see, well, what are other people using trombone? So whether you got it right or not, AI is using that data. Why is Quick Draw free? Because Google has been using Quick Draw for probably a decade to train its AI models in the background. Now, we're going to go back and where's the we should be able to get to, why can't I find it today? There is the real important part. The world's largest data set. Okay, so we'll go click on here. So this is what I love. It has all the different things that it chooses. Let's pick a shoe. Okay. So if we click on this, check this out. It's showing over and over how people draw shoes, and it's learning all sorts of things. Notice where people start. And it's so interesting, the part that they do first and what are the similarities. So when we talk about how AI is trained, how can it guess that images? It's trained on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of images. And so it's fascinating here to see, some of these would have been successful, but they would not have all been successful. You can see some have heels, some have laces. So this is such an incredible thing to look at with our students from time to time, so they can start to understand data. And I know we sometimes just jump into using the AI and thinking that some of this background stuff doesn't matter. But if we can get our students to, understand machine learning and understand, like, this is machine learning. Quick Draw is machine learning, right? It's teaching the machine. Now, it's also available in French. So that's great for us in Canada. Down in the bottom somewhere is that. And then they have used Quick Draw to create auto draw. And so these are some drawings that I've done in the past. And so if we go to auto draw, oh, I still have a tree there. So if you use this black little pencil here, let's do a snowman, because I know I can draw a snowman now. So watch the top of my screen. As I draw, do you notice that it's populating with images? So I can pick, oh, there's a snowman. And so like maybe what else did I have a trouble drawing? Oh, a trombone. Ooh, let's try again. So here's a trombone. And then I think there's like another thing. Ooh, there it is, trombone. Look at that. So it's taken AI, what it's learned with Quick Draw, and it's made this little drawing sheet. Now, the rest of the canvas, you can type, you can just draw without AI. So this is the AI pencil. It'll ask, to look to convert your drawings into icons, but you can also just draw and create and do all sorts of things here as well. So I can fill that. So that is auto draw. Okay. Now, Google Arts and Culture is our coming into home activity. There are so many things to do here. This is a brand new one called Guess the Line. And it's kind of connected to like Google Draw and Auto Draw. So as you play it, I'm actually going to run the tutorial and talk through it. So this one's pretty tricky. It gives these kind of weird things like a square face or like two objects together. And so you start to draw, and the little robot here starts to guess. If you stop for a while, it will scan it. But you can also press start. So I'll just go real quick here. There's a scan. Oh, it wants me to listen to all of it. So again, it's showing machine learning. It's trying to guess. There's a time limit, target number of cards. This one's pretty challenging. If I get a card right, it gives me more points. Okay, good luck. All right. So now I'm going to draw. Okay, so a square face. So I'm going to draw a square and eyes and a nose and some hair. And I'm going to press scan. 80% sure it's a square face. Okay, a geometric saw. Okay, so you can keep going. A vertical TV. So they're challenging combinations, right? So it's more difficult than Quick Draw because you have to say, well, how would a machine put these two things together? I don't even know what that would look like. A vertical TV. I don't know. A button. That looks like a doorknob. I just drew a door, not a vertical TV. Oh, but it got 75%. So you can tell that it's trained on that. So that's a brand new one. If you use the app, so if you download the app on your phone, Google Arts and Culture, there's a bunch of things that you can do there. There's one called Moving Pictures. And oh yeah, watch this. Okay, so they take you into the art, and then there's these little dots, And so at the bottom, artistic, and I'm going to click on realistic here in a second. And there's a horse. Okay, and then I'm going to go back out. I'm going to zoom out, and then there's the bird. So now there's the bird. So basically, it's taken a picture from its art collection of Google Arts and Culture. When I click on realistic, it makes it real. Okay, let's see over here. So then I'm scanning over here. There's all these pictures. It's brought the still to life and then realistic. There you go. And then I'm going to zoom out. And then there's probably another bird there. There we go. And then then there's one that had chickens. I was scrolling through and it's like, chickens, I got to stop and look at the chickens. There's the artistic animation. And then there they are in real life. So there are a number of, it doesn't do this for every single piece of art in the Google Arts and Culture library. There are thousands and thousands, but it does have some that it's chosen. And then you can go through and you can, I forgot that I was so clever and added some from my app. So you can see that because that's really neat. Okay, so prompting, there's a great activity in the last minute here. We want to teach our kids to prompt. A great way to do that is with video or with images. And so say what you see is a great one from Google Arts and Culture. They've recently given it an upgrade where it's gotten quite a bit harder. And so basically what happens is you get an image, and let's just type a wooden horse statue. And I spelled it wrong. So then it takes, it gives us, it's going to tell me how correct it was. It gets more and more difficult. Recently, it's had a pretty intense difficulty upgrade. Not that it's like, it used to just be so easy, and now they've changed that. So Google Arts and Culture, I often start with that with students. This one's called Odd Man Out or Odd One Out. It gives you Google Images really quickly, and then you have to determine which one is the image, and it goes so fast. You get 4 lives. Oh, see, I'm 2 lives down already. Now, of course, they want you to learn more about the courses in their library. There we go. And so I only get the next time I get one wrong, there we go, I'm done. And so I had 160 points, but now I can go through all of these are images that I could go back and look at in Google Arts and Culture. So everything's really designed to get them into Google Arts and Culture. XYZ Toy, one of my favorites. One of the very early Google Arts and Culture experiences was Blob Opera. There's coloring books, there's jigsaw puzzles, so much in Google Arts and Culture. Jeff, take it away.
So good. Thank you for sharing all those, Cami. I love, like, we think about teaching something new, like AI is so new to us. We have to develop these things, but there's just so many great tools that are already ready for our students to be able to use that are already created. So thanks for sharing all those. The links are all in the chat. I know you're going to add in your slide deck presentation links too. So that's going to be great for all our. No, it's okay. It's perfect. Okay, so we'd mentioned at the beginning that there was an opportunity to potentially win a Chromebook. So remember this filling out this form, bit.ly/Google-AI-certificate is not only your ticket to get your certificate made, but putting in that session title of Meet Leo is your ticket into our draw for the Chromebook. So I'll paste that into the chat again to make sure everybody has it fresh. And yeah, please make sure you fill that in. Perfect. And while you're filling things in, your feedback is so important to us here at Logik, and it helps us make sure that we're talking about topics and tools that are beneficial for you, your colleagues, and your students. So we really appreciate it when people take the time after a session just to take 30 seconds and fill out our Logik's feedback form for us. So thank you so much for taking the time there. And one more time, once again, all the stuff that's coming up in December for our Hour of AI 2025. The link is in the chats for you just to be able to click on. So much stuff for teacher PD, but also that stuff that you can run in class with your students. So you can join presenters like Cami, and they will be broadcast in your classroom. We even have ways set up so that your students can engage with the presenter live, while other classes from all over the country are doing the same. So definitely check out what is being offered for Hour of AI.
All right. So thanks, Jeff. We did it. Again, I apologize that I don't have a short link. If you come to my other 2 sessions, I know I have for those. Anyways, we'll try to get that in the YouTube video description later on.
Thank you, Cami, and thank you for everybody coming and those that were engaging in the chat with us. Always makes these sessions more fun when people are sharing some personal questions and things about their day as well. So thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.